Currently undergoing a major upgrade, the U.S. Navy workhorse FA-18 Super Hornet was recently seen with an air-to-air loadout that is unparalleled. Join us in today's video as we delve into the latest engineering advancements, compare them to previous designs, and explore their potential applications in a conflict with China. The venerable F-4 Phantom of the Vietnam War era proved the possibilities of a fighter attack aircraft. Nevertheless, the Navy's emphasis on air superiority and the protection of its carriers against adversarial aircraft prompted the procurement of the Grumman F-14 Tomcat in 1969. The Tomcat was an effective aircraft, albeit a costly one. Consequently, the Navy was instructed to pursue a more economical option. The selection involved adopting one of the contenders from the Air Force's lightweight fighter program, specifically between the single-engine General Dynamics YF-16 and the twin-engine Northrop YF-17. Three variants were to be produced: a single-seat F-18 to replace the F-4, a single-seat A-18 to supplant the A-7 Corsair, and a two-seat TF-18 trainer that could also function as a fighter. Northrop and McDonnell Douglas consolidated the single-seat variants into the FA-18A and subsequently designated the two-seater as the FA-18B. The constructors augmented internal fuel to satisfy Navy range specifications and integrated 16,000-pound thrust General Electric F-404 engines with fixed inlets. The new jet was equipped with fly-by-wire control systems, a heads-up display, multi-function CRT monitors, and the latest Hughes AN/APG-65 radar. Infrared Sidewinder missiles were mounted on the Hornet's wingtips, whereas radar-guided Sparrows were positioned on one of four wing stations, which could also accommodate bombs or external fuel tanks. A 20mm M61 gun was affixed to the nose. The aircraft is officially designated as the Hornet. Conducted its inaugural flight in November 1978. The Hornet's public image was increased when the Blue Angels selected the aircraft to succeed its A-4 Skyhawks in 1986. The Hornets engaged in their inaugural battle that year when FA-18s from USS Coral Sea conducted sorties against Libyan air defenses. Success enhanced sales. By the conclusion of 1989, the air forces of Canada, Australia, Spain, Kuwait, and Switzerland had procured FA-18s. One reason for the success of the FA-18 Hornet idea is its substantial redesign and enhancement into the Super Hornet, which was introduced in 1999. Although McDonnell Douglas has significantly re-engineered the new Super Hornet single-seat variant, EFA-18E, and two-seat FA-18F, they still bear the name and basic design of the original Hornet. Opinions on whether they are fundamentally new aircraft vary. The aircraft is informally referred to as the Rhino during operational deployment. This designation was utilized to differentiate the latest Super Hornet variants from the old Hornets to prevent confusion during carrier deck operations. The Super Hornet features a 25% bigger airframe and large rectangular air intakes, enhanced General Electric F-4-14 engines, and an improved avionics suite. The Super Hornet is 7,000 pounds heavier when empty and 15,000 pounds heavier when fully loaded compared to the original Hornet. The Super Hornet possesses a 33% increased internal fuel capacity. This, along with enlarged wing surfaces, yields a remarkable 50% enhancement in range compared to the original, smaller Hornet. The Super Hornet conducted its inaugural flight on November 29, 1995, initiating a 5-year testing program coinciding with the merger of McDonnell Douglas and Boeing. The test program received commendation, although it also indicated that the Super Hornet's range enhancements were minimal and detrimental to performance. The EF lacks the climbing speed and maneuverability of the Hornet, a reality recently recognized by the Blue Angels in their announcement of the switch to the Super Hornet. Despite those constraints, the Rhinoceros has demonstrated its value. It commenced operations in 2001 and executed surface-to-air missile launches in Iraq in 2002. Rhinos conducted close air support, strike, and aerial refueling missions throughout the Iraq War and have consistently executed combat operations over Afghanistan. They have participated in the combat against ISIS, targeting the organization's strongholds and offering reconnaissance and forward air control. Similar to other fourth-generation combat aircraft, the FA-18 is comparatively antiquated. It is several decades older than fifth-generation aircraft, such as the F-22 and F-35. One may question why it remains operational. The clear answer is that the current FA-18 type significantly differs from the McDonnell Douglas launched aircraft. McDonnell Douglas and Northrop collaboratively constructed the Hornet from the late 1970s until the 1990s. Recently, the United States Navy and Boeing unveiled the FA-18 Block 3 Super Hornet. This is not simply an enhancement of an existing airframe. It is a comprehensive transformation that has advanced the FA-18 from the 1970s and 80s into the 2020s, and the new variant is expected expected to prevail in U.S. aircraft carrier operations for the foreseeable future. Externally, the F/A-18 Block III Super Hornet seems indistinguishable from its Block II predecessor. Since its inception, numerous improvements and modifications have resulted in a diverse array of F/A-18s, with the Block II entering service in 2005, marking over 2 decades since the aircraft underwent a substantial enhancement. Although Block III resembles Block II externally, the significant alterations are within. The Block II cockpit was characterized by a multitude of screens and gauges. However, the Block III cockpit has been optimized with an innovative system that includes a straightforward and customizable 10 by 19-inch touchscreen. The streamlined cockpit was engineered to facilitate the pilot's rapid access to information via the integrated display. The redesigned cockpit enhances user-friendliness, providing the pilot with improved visibility of the battlespace. The redesigned cockpit will facilitate access to the enhanced data provided by Block III's superior network capabilities. With information sharing emerging as a common component of combat apparatus, Block III was engineered with sophisticated capabilities to facilitate the collection and dissemination of information. The Block III's distributed targeting processor, networked DTPN mission computer, represents a significant enhancement over the Block II's mission computer. The DTPN is in fact 17 times more potent. Block III will disseminate information via the Tactical Targeting Network Technology, TTNT data link. Indeed, regarding networking capabilities, the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter remains the foremost system. The Block III F-18 signifies a substantial enhancement compared to the Block II. At the time of the original Block I F/A-18's creation, stealth technology was not a requirement for fighter aircraft. Stealth fighter technology was not made public until 1988, when the U.S. Air Force revealed the F-117 Nighthawk. The Hornet began operational in 1984. The absence of stealth technology was inconsequential. Undoubtedly, air defense systems have evolved significantly during the past 4 decades, and stealth technology has become a standard assumption for all new fighter and bomber aircraft. Block III still lacks stealth technology, despite a decreased radar cross-section. Boeing designers have enhanced the Block III's resistance to targeting, making it more challenging for adversaries to achieve a weapons-grade lock and engage the Hornet despite its visibility. Block III possesses a lifespan that is 66% greater than that of Block II. The Block II is rated for a lifespan of 6,000 flight hours, but the Block III is engineered for 10,000 flight hours. An extended lifespan naturally decreases expenses and is more appropriate for a military unit inclined to partake in continuous, unrelenting combat activities. The Block III, tailored for China, possesses more range than its predecessor. Equipped with conformal, shoulder-hugging, drag-reducing fuel tanks that can hold 3,500 pounds of fuel, Block III will be capable of executing sorties against Chinese targets, enabling U.S. aircraft carriers to remain beyond the reach of China's hypersonic anti-ship missiles. Furthermore, in September, a collection of photographs surfaced depicting a U.S. Navy F/A-18F Super Hornet. The aircraft's identity is evident because of its extraordinary and unprecedented air-to-air armament, featuring 4 long-range AIM-174B missiles. The unique gloss-black retro design of the F/A-18F belongs to Air Test and Evaluation Squadron 9 Vampires, stationed at Naval Air Weapons Station, China Lake, California. The blue identifying bands on all these rounds suggest that they are inert. Markings indicate that the AIM-174s are technically captive CAT-M-174BS and cannot be fired. The 4 massive missiles mounted beneath the aircraft's wings are training variants of the Navy's air-launched version of the multi-role, long-range surface-launched SM-6 missile. The AIM-174B, whose existence was formally recognized only this summer, is reported to be in operational service to some extent. The missiles mounted on the Super Hornet's wingtip stations are variations of the infrared-guided AIM-9X Sidewinder, the standard short-range air-to-air missile armament for U.S. combat aircraft, now being manufactured in an enhanced Block II version. Simultaneously positioned on the right side beneath the fuselage shoulder station and at each outboard underwing station is a variant of the AIM-120 Advanced Medium-Range Air-to-Air Missile AMRAAM, a radar-guided medium-range armament that is both prevalent and shown in action. These missiles are devoid of the mid-body fins characteristic of a standard live AMRAAM. However, captive variants of the missile may not be equipped with fins either. The AIM-174B program is crucial for the U.S. Navy, specifically targeting China's expanding air power, particularly as its planes are starting to surpass American fighters in range with upgraded air-to-air missiles. Russia has also been engaged in the development of air-to-air munitions, with ranges that may far exceed those of their Western counterparts. In addition to the missiles, it is important to highlight that the Super Hornet is equipped with an Infrared Search and Track System, IRST, on the centerline station. The comprehensive IRST system comprises an FPU-13 drop tank with the IRST-21, sometimes referred to as the NISG-34, mounted in the anterior section. Ultimately, on the left side beneath the fuselage shoulder station, the AN-ASQ-228 Advanced Targeting. Forward-looking infrared ATF LIAR is a targeting pod. The IRST is becoming an essential instrument in air-to-air combat, particularly for identifying stealthy platforms. The ATF LIR possesses an air warfare function, which includes delivering pictures of remote aerial targets for identification as friend or foe. The loadout of 4 M174BS, 3 AMRAAMs, and 2 AM9X, along with targeting and IRST pods, is undeniably remarkable. However, it incurs operational logistics challenges. The load, comprising a complete drum of 20mm ammunition, exceeds around 16,000 pounds, which is significantly hefty for the Super Hornet and generates considerable drag. This implies that on-station duration would be constrained without reliable tanker support. However, for specific missions, such as fleet defense, this approach is logical. It also includes adding more features to AEM-174 so it can target and destroy force multiplier assets like tankers, electronic surveillance, electronic warfare, airborne early warning and control, and other useful platforms from afar. What is your opinion on the matter? Convey your opinions in the comments section below. If you appreciated this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications to remain updated. Thank you for viewing. Until next time.